you're massively insecure. You see someone fucking thriving and having the time of their life every single day, by the way, and you don't like that because it's a reflection of how shit you're feeling. So you write something out. So I did a little video while I was on the beach in my fucking bathrobe and that. And yeah, fuck you.
I love it, mate. I'm like, you're just a crackhead. I'm like, my floor is from Malta. Hi, hello, how are you? And welcome to today's episode of the award-winning podcast, Crying in the DMs. I'm joined today by no other than Anthony Duffy, leader of the Men's Network. And the Men's Network is a non-profit organisation set up to assist men across the Northwest and wider, if you fancy driving. It's meant to have you on, mate.
Thanks very much.
And in my humble
abode. Good to be here, up to now.
That's it, we're doing well so far. Fell out twice, had a scrap and exchanged t-shirts. I think everyone here is going to want to know, how did this start?
So the Men's Social Network started, me and my good friend Tom decided we wanted to do something to help other men. And in turn, it's like this saying, you know, you can only keep what you've got by giving it away. So that's what we do. We wanted to help other men. We seen that there was help out there. We thought that's great, but this is what helps us.
Yeah.
You know, we know this is what works. So that's where it come from. I'd come out of rehab. I'm in recovery, obviously. I'd come out of rehab, thank you. Yeah. And I knew that I'd seen people from a recovery aspect. I'd seen people, Sara, I'd seen people landing after rehab and relapsing. Left, right and centre, just boom, boom, boom. Relapsing all the time. I'd always had these what I call coping mechanisms in my life. Stuff that we do in the Men's Social Network. So obviously physical training, breathwork, meditation, stuff like this. And I knew that was there to help me thrive. So yeah, speaking with Tom, and we decided we wanted to do something and help others, and that's what we implemented, and it's growing absolute legs and arms.
I think it's fucking sick.
Good, isn't it?
You look at the stuff you do, it's like watching an army camp. I want to join.
But look, that's where, look, we're being as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
And one of the analogies I use with the lads, there's no point in me taking them in and going, right lads, get your footy boots on, we're going to have a game of foot, because that's not my wheelhouse. I'm terrible, I'm shit at footy. Yeah. But what I can do is use me wealth of knowledge in combat sports and being in the army, the same as Tom, and we can use that and we build on that, and we're completely authentic. And when I first opened up to the guys and introduced myself, I mentioned this so they'd have confidence in it. So, my background in the army, combat sports, coach, I'm a father of 4 daughters. And then the last thing that I said to make myself be honest and vulnerable was I'm in recovery. I'm in recovery. I had a mental breakdown a few years ago of, a couple of things diagnosed and, probably more undiagnosed. Yeah. And straight away people look at you then, don't they? And they go, okay, I can relate to that. And this guy who's shouting and screaming in the field, that I know that.
It comes from passion. He's shouting and screaming because he wants me to hear him properly. Like, he doesn't just want me to listen, he wants me to hear him. That's what separates a practitioner that's doing it because they've gone to uni, and I'm not knocking anyone that's gone to uni, I myself have gone to uni. It's having that personal ambition to go, I'm not just wanting to help you, I'm helping me by helping you.
Yeah, and it's understanding as well that these guys, a lot of them, they've tried things before, and when I'm speaking to them, and I am passionate, and it is from the heart, and nothing's rehearsed at all. We done something recently, speaking in front of the biggest public gathering in human history, I was led to believe. Massive. And somebody said, have you rehearsed this, have you rehearsed that? And I fucking no, because it's coming from here, and I know that God is going to let me speak the way it's supposed to be said. It's
got to be Martin Luther King shit, hasn't it? Get up there, don't write the speech, just say the speech. Because otherwise it's not a speech, is it?
No, exactly. And one on that, right? So we went on the fucking stage. There's crowds of fucking people, hundreds of thousands of people. Tom spoke before me and he fucking hit it on a 9 or 10, you know what I mean? And I was so proud of him. But I'm watching him, like an out-of-body thing. I was watching him, and in the back of my mind I was thinking, how the fuck can I follow this? Because he's already fucking crowded.
But that insecurity is the reason you're even doing it.
Yeah, but you know what? Once it got handed over to me, pair of us fucking smashed it, and it was great. And like I said, everything gets said with passion, authenticity, and it comes out in the right way because of that.
When you're not chatting shit, you're just chatting fact. There's no in between, is there? You're either chatting poo or it's pure gold.
People sniff that out a mile away as well, don't they?
100%.
So just the way people will gravitate, I believe one of the biggest reasons with the Men's Social Network, people gravitate towards us because they can see a likeness, similarities, commonality. They can see authenticity. And the same way, even if people are on board with something and then they see a little chink, they sniff something out to go, Harry's not fucking.
Well, it's like
telling the
AI,
truth
isn't it?
there.
AI.
Yeah.
People don't trust AI
Yeah.
because the body subconsciously goes, that's not quite right.
Yeah.
That's not quite right.
Yeah.
And that's the same with people. When someone goes, you know what, there's something not quite right about that person.
Yeah, he's not moving right. He doesn't smell like something about him, something in.
Something ain't right. Yeah, I feel that.
Something, I don't know what it is, but there's fucking something.
I see it a lot. So obviously, people will say to me, how have you grown your social media? I'm like, I don't have a fucking clue. Not a clue. I just got on there, was chatting my shit daily, and people are like, hey, I like you, something about you. And obviously, my job, I love my job. I would never stop doing my job. And everyone always goes, why don't you quit your job? Just do social media. I'm like, because I don't need to. Social media doesn't take up as much time as you think it does because I don't sit there, rehearse it, make it perfect. I just go, right, I'm in a fucking mood. Get the phone out.
Yeah.
Put it back down. So it's a case of you speak from the heart, and when you speak from the heart, it hits people in the heart.
It does, yeah. What I've noticed, because I've only recently opened me socials up, but I made a conscious decision to do that. One, because obviously the men's network taking off and stuff, but also as well that I thought, right, I'm gonna be a bit more active on here, and it doesn't have to be like the first time I've done a video speaking to the camera. It's fucking 13 videos for me to get like 30 seconds. And I was only saying to people that there's going to be an extra class for you to charge on in the gym. But I was like, that sounds weird. Why am I saying, all of that? But obviously, you practicing and you acquire the skill. And now I'll do it for good or for bad. I'll just fucking blast it out there.
I think it's fucking great because I think more men need to watch men that aren't acting as men. Does that make sense, right?
Yeah.
So people, I see a lot of, you know the ones, Andrew Tate, all that bollocks, right? And you see them and they're trying to be man. And you're like, oh, God, you repulse me. And you think, even if you had a 15-inch cock, I'd smack it out my face because you are just not the kind of man that anyone wants to be around. And then you look at yourself and Tom and what you're doing, and it's the masculinity rather than the male appraisal. Does that make sense? I could be completely wrong. I could be completely out of the ballpark here. It comes across to me like you don't actually give a shit if anyone likes what you're doing. You just want them, if they do, to come and enjoy it with you. And that's what I like about it. It's not like, hey, guys, everybody come to our retreat on Friday. It's going to be great. God bless. All the pretend bullshit, all the perfect bullshit. It's like, right, lads, you're sweating in the video. You can see you've just had one. You've obviously still pumped up from having like a session in the morning. And it's like, right, we're doing this on Friday. Everyone get here. And then you can see in the comments of a guy tagging another guy who then tagged another guy underneath it. And when I saw that, I thought, I'm so glad you're coming on. Because that is literally how it works, isn't it? It's word of mouth. Like one guy's gone, hey, you're like this. And the other guy's gone, hey, you know what? You're like this. Yeah. And that could have been a chain reaction. Yeah. It goes from family to family. It's word of mouth, isn't it?
Word of mouth is by far still to this day, isn't it? It's the best way of getting a message out there. And it's grew to the point that we've got affiliates. I think there's about 10 of them now. Unbelievable. And these guys have come, and they've come because first and foremost they've wanted something, and then they've got it and been just like what we felt. This is changing me for the better. Yeah. I'm a better dad, I'm a better son, better father, better man. I carry myself with a bit of integrity. I need to get my mates involved in this. There has been like one or two that have come along, and or you'll get somebody that'll come along once. And they'll be fucking round events, Sara. They'll be absolutely still using everything else.
But you're going to get that everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because people, even when they're still using, they're still desperate. So they still want change, just not at the point to accept it.
That's fine. But what I don't want is like a message on a Friday night going, bro, listen, I'm getting these T-shirts printed up. I'm going to start a men's network, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, mate, you need to get yourself to the meeting.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m, pal. You shouldn't be using a 3D printer right now.
Yeah. Just get yourself well first. Attend more than one of our sessions. See where you go with it,
But we all get that. I think every practitioner that deals with mental health, every individual in the mental health field is going to deal with mentally ill people. It's part and parcel, mate, isn't it? It's part of the job description. And I'm going to be honest, it's more men than women that do this to me. And I don't know why that is. Maybe there's some sort of disparity. But I've had it where I've had someone come for a consultation, which is like a 10-minute call, right, just to see if they need coaching. And then I'll get a text on a Friday, and a text on a Saturday, and a text on a Monday. I'm going to do this, my head's fucked. My head's fucked, I'm going to do this. And as much as you want to be like, okay, you need to book in then. If your head's fucked, you need to do the work to get it unfucked. It's also not your place to take away their agency. So you've got to just be like, right, you've got to do these steps first. So if someone comes to me and they're still using, I won't deal directly with the addict without them having like NA, AA, a sponsor of some sort, without them having an external practitioner that's specifically for that addiction. I won't deal with them. It's about restoring their agency to fix it, innit? Yeah. So it's like, I can do the whole session. You've got to turn up, you've got to listen, you've got to follow on from it, you've got to do your own shit personally. And one thing I think is really hard to deal with, especially as an addict, when you're in that addict phase, is the fact that you're probably an addict to escape your reality. And anything you do to help yourself forces you back into reality. And it's that horrible catch-22 is, I see it with some of my clients that come out of addiction. And they're like, okay, everything's very real now, help me. And I'm like, shit, mate, I know, because I'm sure you can remember that bit of recovery.
Of course I can, yeah. It's about doing it yourself, isn't it? You know, but this thing, because you need support. Everyone needs support. If you found yourself in the pit of despair, you're going to need support, and sometimes you might reach out for it. Most of the time, it's imposed on you because you're in a place where you're not going to reach out for it. When I was speaking this morning, I said about it. I said where people sort of seem to stagnate. So the first thing, what we'll do is you'll identify what the problem is, what the challenge is in life. You know that's what it is. That's what's fucking my life up. Right, that's it. I've identified it. And then people will get to the accountability part. Right, I can hold myself accountable for this. Okay, but then what that is putting your umbrella up. If you stagnate at that point and say, right, I'm holding myself accountable. Okay, I'm to blame for this. But you're not doing nothing about it. The third part is obviously where the magic happens, which is take action, do something for it. And I'll use myself as an example. What I tended to do as an addict, as an alcoholic, was, I'd identify that. This is fucking ruining my life. You could set your watch by how quick I'm going to fucking wreck everything overnight. And I'd do it multiple times. And then, I figured out, like I said to you in the car, I figured out that there's a superpower in apologising. You haven't found that yet, but... So then I'd start being accountable for things, but then it puts you in this fucking victim role then, because you're accountable and you're like, yeah, but I'm just going to stay here. I'm not going to do nothing about it. I'm just going to say, well, look, I know it's my fault. No. Take action. And this is where myself and what you see a lot of people who are struggling with addiction, they'll find themselves at that point without actually doing the work.
When you stay at that point, though, that's where you get into the shame cycle.
The shame, the isolation.
That's it. Yeah. So when you can identify, hey, this is my fault, but then you don't do anything after that. You just stay in, hey, this is my fault, this is my fault, this is my fault, this is my fault, everything's my fault, this is my fault, this is my fault. And it's like having a Hoover jammed on the stairs that you can't get off it. And eventually it's going to rip up that carpet, innit? And that's when the flood comes in and you're like, oh, now everything's my fault. And once you're in that shame cycle, it's the chemical reaction that happens too, innit? You get all that cortisol. Without that adrenaline, because you just sat there, and then you go lower and lower and lower. And by the time you actually do feel like doing something about it, you've hit rock bottom so far that you're looking up going, how do I get out of this well?
And isn't it interesting that even with all of that being said, even with all that hell being said, keeping you there, we'll still choose that for a long time. That's more comfortable than taking action and doing something for it. To sit in the isolation, in the despair, the depression, shame. That's where we'd rather be than actually fucking go and do something.
I always think it's so beautiful. People come to me and they always go, oh, I feel really embarrassed, but I'm at rock bottom. And I'm like, mate, you don't know how much strength it's taken you to even look up and go, there's got to be something to get me out of this well. Like you even sending that message, making that phone call, sending that direct message. Like on my Instagram, I've got like 3 options. And one of them is just, I don't know who I am anymore. Just so people can click that. Because sometimes you don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. You just don't feel like you anymore. And even clicking that button is throwing that first hand to climb up the well. And then even if you don't book with me, even if you just told me, but then you book with someone 6 months down the line, but you started that cheese rolling. Yeah. Cheese rolling, where the fuck? That's because I watched The Simpsons, that, innit?
Where
Big cheese roll.
Putting rolling the cheese wheels down the hill. Yeah.
Even if you start that cheese wheel rolling, just by sending that one message, I think you've smashed it. When people are like, oh, I'm embarrassed, I didn't want to have to send a message, I didn't want to have to say, I'm like, mate, I would rather you say you're overwhelmed, you feel like shit, you don't know what's wrong, but something doesn't feel right, than say nothing, and now I'm seeing an RIP post in 6 months. Because I've been on the receiving end of that. I've had mates that have taken their own life. I'm sure you have yourself, right? At first, I used to think, why didn't you reach out to me? But then when you hit that place yourself, you think, that's why they didn't reach out. When you think, you seemed fine. But I suppose we all seem fine. Yeah,
you're right. I've lost a number of people close to me to suicide, to the point of losing one of my close friends and coach. Joe Lawler went first. He killed himself. And then my mate phoned me and said, there's no easy way to say this. We've lost Matt as well. I was like, no, it's Joe. He was like, no, I've just been because he needed the keys for the gym for sparring. And fucking he looked through the letterbox and see Matt hanging. So 2 in 24 hours. But there was like a series of them. It happened over so many months. Them two were the closest morbid coincidence part of it. But a number it got to the extent that my sister was getting phone calls and like, is your auntie all right? You all right? Because fucking people are dropping like that. And then that's not without getting into all the people in the army. And then my own experiences of contemplating it before I had my breakdown. But it's incremental, isn't it, Sara? It's incremental. It's like my experience, I was justifying it in my head. So like you start justifying it like this would be better. This is an option. It is a viable option because the only person that you're bouncing this viable option off is fucking you. Yeah. So you're sitting around going, yeah, it's fine. Do that thing you see in the film with the exhaust going, the fumes.
Yeah.
Right,
when the angel and the devil starts fucking agreeing, you've got a problem in your head, haven't you?
Yeah.
When the angel's going, you know what? You will be forgiven for doing this, and everyone will think you're okay. You know what? Yes, they'll come to your funeral. It'll be lovely, right? And then the devil's going to kill yourself, you slag, because it's like they're corresponding behind your back.
Yeah, and this is why. I mean, all the cliches are true. This is why it's important to talk. This is why it's important to disclose stuff and communicate and stay connected. So them ideas that you're batting back and forth in your head, you know, you might verbalise them and somebody might turn around and tell you maybe it's not a good idea to fucking kill yourself. We're in this culture, aren't we? There's okay not to be okay, and people, a lot of it is self-serving. So I was saying, like, a lot of it will be speaking to somebody and I say, when you're speaking to somebody and you're asking them if they're okay, is that for you to tick your box and go, well, I check on people, I see that they're okay? You're listening to them. Do
you actually give a shit if they're okay? Are you asking to look like a nice person?
If they say, yeah, I mean, where are you?
Are you reading their face? Are you checking that they're actually okay?
Language,
yeah.
You know, all of that stuff. So, like you said, when I first started recording myself, and I'd done a video to talk about it, was the anniversary of my cousin's death, untimely suicide.
God bless.
Shock. Thank you. And I said, like, when we're checking on people, like, to reiterate it, said, like, just check that you're not doing it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a big pet hate of mine, that. Big pet hate. And you see people going, I am walking up a mountain for Suicide Awareness Week. All right, have you checked on your mates, though? Have you checked on your family?
Yeah.
Because it's all well and good you walking up Ben Nevis, you wanker, but the people around you might be depressed. Make sure you check on them before you go and take a selfie at the top, yeah?
Yeah. Maybe you don't need to do an Instagram live. You know what I mean? Just checking that your mates all right. It's fine.
Maybe you don't need to tell everyone how good you are. Maybe you could just do some nice shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. It pecks my head. That is one thing that makes you go, yeah. You see it all the time, don't you?
Yeah. But you know what I feel? This, like, to go back to what we're doing with the MSN, part of what I do is I check in with myself. Because there was a point, Sara, where I absolutely despised myself to the point that I had to seek affection from strangers or be drinking. Because of that, when I was in this residential rehab for veterans, part of what I was doing for myself was practicing solitude. So before the morning routines rock solid, but before me breathwork, meditating, training, before any of that, just sit. I was just sitting and just being and just seeing, like, am I all right? Am I all right with me? Am I all right? Like, this is uncomfy here because I'm just with me and there's no external thing. No, just sit and be. And like I said, me mate is a lot younger than me, and I say, just check with yourself, like, where's our integrity? Are we doing this for the right reasons? Are we doing this because we like running with our tops off and having the fucking camera in slow motion? Or are we doing it to fucking help another man?
We're doing this because we're doing a bit of a Baywatch.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's where we're, and you know what? That lasts for all of 2 minutes, and then I fucking hold my head up high and have a drink of me tea and I think, do you know what? This is why I'm
sick,
doing it.
Yeah.
This is why I'm doing it. Doesn't matter, yeah.
I had a message the other day, so obviously I was making meals for people the other day. Have you saw it, like free school meals, because obviously it was dead hot, right? I had a message off a woman saying, can you drop one off in Birkenhead? So I was like, no, sorry, it's too far, but you can pick it up. Anyway, I had another woman saying, can you drop one off in Speak? My mate Vicky was going to get her hair done. So I was like, Vic, do you fancy doing this? Straight away, Vic's like, yeah. Didn't post nothing. Didn't tell anyone she was doing it. Just went and did it.
Yeah.
That's a very nice thing. Drove 40 minutes out of her way. Didn't need to post it on the internet, right? Now, after I made that post, I must have had about 15, 20 people get in touch within the hour, right? Which shows it was actually very necessary to do something like that, right? Otherwise, what would those kids have eaten? And people were commenting, this is the fault of the parents. If the parents can't feed the kids, I'm thinking, what? And look in one of the bios, it says be kind. You think, wow!
It's so odd, isn't it? This is something again that's new to me. This sort of phenomenon where people think, one, that they know you, and two, that they've got a better idea of what you should be doing with your time to help others. I found that at first, Sara, I used to like look at it and be like, I'd ruminate over it. I'd be like writing out a response, then deleting it, then I'd like phone me mate or speak to me missus and be like, this fucking person, like they're not happy, they're not content with what, like think straight away you think like, well, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Yeah. Like, apart from fucking writing to the stranger on the internet, what are you doing to help other people? One of them was like, what are you doing to help women? And
we're not. It's called the Men's Network.
Yeah, what are you doing to help women and the elderly? Or somebody else said, if you're just so into all of this military type stuff, lads, you might want to think about joining the army and saving your country. I'd only do 6 years, mate, sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I literally just wrote it out. He hasn't given any thought to it to go, hang on a minute. He's in the green jacket and he was a fucking paratrooper. All right, I best fucking delete that. Yeah.
He just thought, you know what I'll do? I'll speak. I'm going to type some words out.
Yeah, I'm going to write this out. And then I'm guaranteed he's going to sign up in the army the next day. I know that he is. All you need is you need to hear it off me.
You know what? Fuck it. Are you on commission?
Yeah, again.
We'll all go. Yeah. Now they're mad, aren't they? I always think, how weird is it though that they sit there and they type it, right? And they must think, sick that.
Yeah.
And they click send. Now, I had one the other day, a huge, massive fucking paragraph, right? Yeah. Of stuff that was wrong about me. From a person I don't know. And it's a massive comment, everything that's wrong with me, right? Your eyes are too close together. I'm sick of your lip filler. You've clearly had Botox. You can't be inspiring people when you sound and you look like that. I wouldn't trust you to teach my kids. At no point have I said I'm a teacher. Couldn't be a teacher. I wouldn't want to be a teacher. Never aspired to be a teacher. So a massive big paragraph about everything that's wrong with me. And then she put, but you don't need to take my advice. Why have you given it, Cheryl? Someone take your nan's Wi-Fi off her because she's at it again with the spontaneous commenting.
Right, I wish that I'll get to a point someday where I won't feel like... I don't feel that heavy resentment, but I feel like I look at it, I can see it for what it is, I can see that it's projection, it's insecurity, all of that stuff, but then I just want to give a little bit back. And I done a video when I was in Croatia, weren't I? And I done a video talking because somebody messaged me. I had a couple of people like message me like derogatory terms, fucking shut up you pisshead and things like that.
Oh, they love it, don't they? I'm not taking advice off someone that used to sniff coke like Henry the Hoover.
So I done a video on it because I see it for what it is. Like, you're massively insecure. You see someone fucking thriving and having the time of their life every single day, by the way. And you don't like that because it's a reflection of how shit you're feeling. So you write something out. So I did a little video while I was on the beach in my fucking bathrobe and that. And yeah, fuck you.
I love it, mate. I'm like, you're just a crackhead. I'm like, my floor is from Malta. Yeah. Like, you're a horrible big fat slag, still wouldn't shag you, Jake. Like, and you just think, it's mad, innit? So much projection, so many words, yet so little said.
Yeah.
And it's bad because you're trying to help.
It's just a squawking chimp, isn't it? That's what it is. Yeah.
It's horrible. I look at it sometimes and I just think, you know, I'm trying to help people, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm trying to get people in a good mindset. And here you are trying to pull mine down. And if mine goes down, you don't know how many people are relying on me to inspire them.
Yeah.
So you're actually going to start a domino effect there just because you fancy being a bellend for 5 seconds on the internet. Now, you're lucky that I know you're a bellend, but sometimes I'll have to ring one of the girls. I'll send it to one of my other mates. My mate Vicky's like MI5. Right? If I send her someone's name and go, Vicky, this person's pissed me off, within about 15 minutes, she goes, well, do you want to drive to his? Because it's only 25 minutes away and he lives in Runcorn. And I'm like, oh, no, Vic, we're all right. And she's like, no, I'm on my way to yours now.
Yeah.
Right? And it's
you need and not need a friend like that in equal measures, I think.
Oh, I've got devil and angel. I will text the same text to Jess and Vicky to see a response, right? I've got 2 Jesses, right? But I mean specifically Jess Jones, right? Jess Jones and Vicky. And I will text them the same text, right? So if I text them both saying, I'm absolutely fucking fuming, right? Jess will reply back, get in your Bible, my love. Do some breathing, right? And Vicky will reply back, why, who we twatting, babe? Right? And there's no in between. Yeah. And I think sometimes you just need that sort of, because then I'll sit in the middle and I'll go, grab a Pepsi, crack on with the day.
Yeah.
But you need that. And I think sometimes...
Perspective.
Yeah. Being that imperfect person on the internet that people can go and look at, especially blokes, because they're, as I say, they're used to the Andrew Tate twats. And how would you like to be the most masculine man in 5 minutes? Or would you like to be the sexiest Forex trader person? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having this masculine group of blokes they can go and look at that are going, hey, just turn up in your running shorts. We're going to throw some weights around. We're going to push this massive tyre down a hill and we're going to shout together.
Yeah.
Right? And they'll go, well, how's that going to help? Well, find out. Just turn up and fucking find out. And if it doesn't help you, don't turn up again.
Yeah. So this morning, for example, right, and this is beautiful. Like, we had a lot of new guys there this morning and they were absolutely immersed in it, right? The session, the physical side of it, like we say, it's like people are getting more and more aware these days that the mind, body and spirit, it's all working together. You know, this is what it is. It's not that you have somebody that's a yogi, an absolute guru, but he never goes to gym at all, and then you have some like gym bunny that does chest and biceps 8 days a week, and then you have somebody that's never out of a chair. You don't get that now. Like, people who are trying to optimize their life and understand what's good for them tend to have an awareness of it. And this morning, like, it was perfect example. We'd done the training. We come back. I facilitated the breath work with the lads. I explained to them at some point, if you're in something, then that's fine. That's fine. Stay with it. You know, you might feel emotive. You might feel like you want to continue with the breath hold, or you might feel like you want to stay still for a bit longer and zone out at whatever I'm saying or anything else. And there was lads there, like I said, that were in an emotional state. They were crying at the end when we started the sharing circle. At the end, there was some of these guys are going through major things, you know, and it's been going on. It might be not being able to have seen the child. This is the thing. There'll be another side to that story where he hasn't been able to see his child for the last 6-7 years. Somebody would maybe, hypothetically, somebody could view him as being just an absent father he hasn't seen. When he's crying in a fucking field in front of a load of strangers, don't tell me this man isn't going through pain. And it's the same thing, like when you're saying about if somebody takes you out of the mix, what happens to these people that are sort of relying on you. And before we started this, I mentioned about the lady who she wanted to do a piece on us from a TV channel, not ITV, the other one, and that's one of the reasons we didn't do it, because we didn't want her getting whatever it is that she thought. She mentioned Andrew Tate, she mentioned Manosphere and stuff like that, and because of that, I was like, and then also as well, she said she hadn't seen one video that we put out.
I hate that.
She had an idea.
Fucking hate
she already
that.
had an idea. Now I don't want her to turn up with a microphone. Start
Spreading misconceptions about what you're doing.
Misconception about what we're doing. And then the following week, like the numbers are down. There's guys that have got that safe space that's been took away. But the lady from the TV channel, she's got her 30 seconds of fellas running around with the tops up while she talks about fucking toxic masculinity.
No, they piss me off. They piss me off. There's some talent scouts that are really good, and there's some that you think, why are you doing this as a job? I had one contact me for a TV show, right? And then I got to like the third stage interview where she's chatting away to me, and she goes to me, so just to check, I'm sure you don't, but have you got any previous cautions or convictions? And you think, have you checked my social media? Yeah. Of course I do.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? And I said to her, well, do I need to note them all? She went, them all. And you know when you think,
how have we got this far along?
Yeah, have we spoke consecutively for 9 weeks, and I've told you I was an addict for years, not the nicest person, referred to myself as a raging cuntaholic, and you think I've got a squeaky clean fucking checklist? And she was like, oh, I don't know if they're going to go for that. Were any of them violent crimes? No, they were all lovely.
Yeah.
They were all really nice, actually. I was nicking flowers.
Happy crimes. Yeah.
I went and just I got flowers for one person.
Give them to homeless people.
I just kept sticking daisies in people's hair.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was forcing cuddles on people. So I ended up saying to her, I don't think this is quite right for me. And she then, a couple of weeks later, a different person, different talent agent, contacted me for the same show, and I've gone through with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Good. Because I thought, this person has seen my social media. Yeah. Whereas you just saw a number at the top of the page and thought, she'll look good for my commission basis. Do you know what I mean? And you think, wow, you've got to give a shit. We're at a loss at the minute, aren't we, of people that give a shit?
Yeah, I'd imagine we are. So my opinion, I'm blessed. I'm in a lucky place that, like, some of it's by design, some of it is by higher power, I suppose, and I'm just surrounded by people who do give a shit. Yeah. And I know that's not what you asked me, but that's
a good answer. I don't care what I asked you. You go for gold, mate.
The people that I'm around, and look, this is why I got asked about me recovery. Is it hard? Was it hard? Do you find it hard? I'm like, no, because it was always me. It was always on me. The life beyond my wildest dreams, that was always there for me. All my friends, for the most part, are fantastic men and fathers. Don't drink. Sportsmen, professional fighters, coaches, athletes. My family, they're supported, so it's like all I had to do is fucking pull my weight, do what I'm supposed to do. And these people will be there, these people that I probably did think at one point, doesn't give a shit about me, doesn't care about me. And they do, they're just waiting for you to...
Yeah, just the version of you that you were, didn't feel like you deserved them to give a shit.
And they know, these people know, and they didn't lose faith, Sara. That's why it was so much hell for me going through alcoholism and drinking, and I hated it, and I hated myself, because I always felt I didn't feel without sounding egotistical, I always felt like I had a bit about me. And I can do more than this. My life is more than this. It's always sort of got there, nearly being happy, and then fucking wrecked it, nearly being happy. For the same reason, when like a happy drunk, when someone's like give up and that's their life and they're happy with it, well, that's their version of happiness, and they're going to die early and everything else, but they're happy in that, and they're not as fucking torn apart daily. I don't know,
mate. I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Yeah.
I think every addict has something about them. Right?
Yeah.
You don't meet one addict that doesn't get off their barnet and start telling you in a kitchen how well they're gonna do.
All the aspirations. What I mean is that if you've accepted, if you get to the point where you go, this is me now, this is me, with that level of acceptance comes a level of tolerance and a level of their version of happiness, I suppose. I feel I never had that. I'd get up every day, know what I was going to fucking do, and hate myself more for it, and just never have that acceptance. Just be like, why can't I be normal? How many times have you said that?
Oh, so many.
Why can't I be normal? Why can't I be fucking normal?
Yeah. And you're smacking yourself in the head. Yeah.
She is, he is. Why can't I?
I remember not getting invited to one of my mates' kids' christening. That was heavy for me. And it was really horrible. And I said, so why can't I come? Everyone else is coming. And she went, oh, not everyone. And I was like, well, can I come then? And she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe to the after party bit. And I was like, right, okay, if you don't want me there, I won't come. And she's like, it's not that I don't want you there. It's that my family don't really want you there. And you know when you've been that deluded for ages that you actually think their family likes you, and they don't.
We're always the last to find out.
We're always the last to find out. And I was like, oh, that's weird, because your mum was messaging me the other day and all the rest of it. And then I looked on the messages, and I'd messaged her mum at dickhead o'clock in the morning, telling her how inspirational she was and all. I was obviously just off my barnet when I just messaging anyone. And her mum had replied back saying, really lovely to hear that, Sara.
Yeah.
And you know when you read it back and you think, yeah, I was irritating these people. Obviously, she didn't want me at a kid's fucking christening, did she? What am I going to do at a christening?
Unpredictable.
That was unpredictable. Oh, mate. As soon as I was off my barnet, which was all day, every day, I would chat the absolute macca from the minute I woke up to the minute I went to sleep. Utter shit, though. And I used to get to the point where I would run out by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, be a cunt from like 3 until like 7, and then just ring everybody I could. Everybody. I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't do anything. And then I would work a night shift as well, some nights. So I would go into work some nights like that. And then I was working in a bar, and I would watch people come in to see who was off their head, to know who to stand near. So if they got any out, I could be like, hey, give me that.
Yeah.
I won't throw you out, just give me that.
Yeah.
Bad that, innit? And you know when you look back and you think, you scruffy little munter. But it's just survival, innit? You're just surviving as best you can.
Yeah, and these manipulative ways that we adopt. But a lot of it's picked up when with kids, isn't it?
Oh,
you know
100%,
what I mean?
yeah.
Whether that is being like a damsel in distress and sort of like getting people to...
Oh no, mine's the opposite. Mine's the opposite.
Yours is a bit more
I've got to be the
aggressive.
most useful in the room at all times.
Yeah.
That's always been my thing. And my dad used to say to me when I was younger, if they won't give it to you, take it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like drilled into me. Like if they won't give it to you, take it. In a lot of ways, it's been the best thing for me.
Yeah.
Because everything I've ever wanted to do, I've done. I've got 100% success rate at the minute. Everything I've ever wanted to do, I've done.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, I haven't always done it the right way.
Do you struggle with control?
Yeah. Control's my biggest issue.
Yeah.
If I can't control something, that's it.
That's my biggest thing. So you can tell me in detail if you give me some of your time off camera, but I was going to ask, like, how do you manage that?
So I manage control by, I have people that check me. If I have anyone in my life that's a yes man, they've got to go. Right? Because I will walk all over yes men. Like, and I know I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like I will massively take the piss, walk all over, do whatever I can to a yes man.
Yeah.
Because that is in my nature. So all of my mates irritate me on a weekly basis, easily. Every single one of my mates will annoy me on a weekly basis, right? And I love them for it, because if I do something wrong, they go, excuse me, no. And then I'll get in a stomp, and I'll get pissed off. Even this morning, I wanted to chin one little cunt. But it's the best thing, because they've got to tell me, hey, no, right? We can't be doing that. Like, if something goes wrong, for example, if a client cancels 5 minutes before a call, I'm like that. But then I have to tell myself, Sara, You don't control everyone else's life, right? And sometimes I have to sit there and I've got this thing that I say to myself, right? This too shall pass, you can't change that. This too shall pass, you can't change that. And I'll do it over and over again to the point where I look like I should be rocking in a fucking padded cell. But by the time I finish it, I'm done.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm good. Like if one of the kids has to come home from school, oh, that wasn't meant to happen. I'll have to have 10 minutes first, right? And you'll even see me like I'll be in the car going, that's my thing, right? It's got the palms of my hand, which is why I think I like boxing or anything like that, because as soon as I need something physical.
Yeah.
Do you mean it's got to be physical?
Painful stimuli.
That's it. Yeah, it's bad. I was that kid that used to put the hand on the Bunsen burner. Do you know what I mean? It's honestly in class. Yeah. I was told you can't do that anymore. If we were to dissect frogs, I'd have probably bit its head off. Put it that way. I'd have totally done an Ozzy Osbourne.
So my control, I know where it comes from, but so I really struggle. I'm getting better with it now because I identify it and then I know what I'm doing, and because I see a more efficient way of something being done, it doesn't mean I have to impose it on the person.
Hey,
so
I could do this better. Let me do this better. I could do it better.
Just do it like the right way. Yeah. It's not the right way. It's my way. Yeah. So I recognise that for what it is now. But one of the things that my therapist said to me recently, because my partner, like, she phoned me. She had something happen in work, and she wanted me to pick her up. Now they gave me a sort of like a loophole, because they said if you're dealing with men like looking for your command essentially, and being direct and assertive and telling them to do something, then you're gonna have to find a way of switching that off, because your partner has had a conversation with you and they haven't wanted you. Because I've then turned around and went, okay, so before you need me to come up and jump the battery, have you knocked the door in the neighbours? Has the customer got jump leads? How close is the nearest garage to buy any before they get... And it wasn't that. And what I know it to be now is that they didn't really want the solution to get themselves home quicker. What she wanted was... She just wanted me. She just wanted me there. Yeah. Just to go, okay, fine, I'm here. Inconvenience aside, that's what I should have looked at. But I've learned from it. And I know that that's a little bit of me as well, a little bit of me controlling, manage the situation. That all comes from childhood, doesn't it? 100%. Walking into the room, not knowing who's going to be asleep on the couch. Why is the fucking cans there? What's that? And like fucking not knowing what's going on. So
is the door going through? Is the window going through? Yeah. Is that the postman or the policeman?
Yeah. I moved house fucking 12 or 13 times before I was like 14, 15. You know what I mean? Having to try and like fit in, chameleon. What does that person like? How can I be mates? How can I mold myself into? What kind of moods me stepdad in? Am I going to get fucking battered in front of me mates? What does he want to see? All of that shit, it all plays a part.
100%. I do it. One of my girls a couple of weeks ago, she's got like a fine come through, right? And instead of just dealing with it like a normal person, I didn't like the way the man had spoken to her when he told her she had a fine. So obviously I had to call the cunt. Who the fuck do you think you are, you little cunt, screaming at single mums? All this, right? In the end, he was just ignoring me, but he didn't go back. That was it. He was done communicating with any of us at that point, I think, right? I was thinking, you've done that wrong. You know, afterwards when you sit back, you think, why have you had to assert your dominance on that random stranger? Yeah. Right? You could not change the outcome, could you? You weren't going to change the outcome. And what actually happened was he went, I'm not dealing with this anymore, and just passed it on to the next involved.
Ironically, he's dealt with it right. He's dealt with it in the correct way.
Now he's correct and I'm wrong, right? So I was sat in the gym sweating my bollocks off, going, you fucking little... No need. He was doing his job. That wasn't my job. But because I had to have control of that situation, otherwise I knew it was going to upset someone, I couldn't handle that. I can't handle people being upset. Right? I've got to fix it. Like now. Right? If you're upset, I must fix why you're upset. I must do it logically. I must do it my way. And it must work.
Yeah.
I very rarely get upset. Right? I just get irritated and then back to my plateau. Right? If I'm crying, the world's on fire. Put it that way. Whereas some of my mates, they would cry at an Andrex advert, right? And I have to fix it there and then. If I can't fix it, I've fucked it. And some people go, well, isn't that a superhero complex? Well, no, because I'm not trying to be a superhero. But I want to make sure that nobody around me feels any pain at any point ever. Yeah. But I also think that's what makes me so good at my job. Because I will find a solution. That's why I'm a life coach, not a therapist. Right? I don't want to talk you through what's going on. Yeah. I want to say to you, right, X, Y, Z, do it, you'll see a difference. Look at this way of thinking, think this way, that will help. Yeah. Because I can't deal with people that bring the same problem 50 times and don't solve it. And if they go, well, I can't fix it, I've just told you how. right? If you're now choosing not to do that, you need a therapist, not a coach. Because a therapist will sit with you and we'll talk it through for 20 odd weeks if you want. I don't have the time to do that. And quite frankly, neither do you. So do X, Y, Z. And when you get to Z, thank me. And then thank yourself. And then do the loop again to make sure it stays in your head. So obviously when I went to uni, my idea was I'm going to be a therapist, right? Then I went and shadowed some geezer for 4 weeks and thought, fuck this. I don't want your job. I was watching him every day, putting the same shirt on. Once he put it on inside out, right? Same shirt for work. Was thinking you're rotating your clothes. You drink the same shit coffee every single day. You sit in the same room every day. You've got a picture of your diploma and that's it above your thing in the office, right? You get an hour a day for your dinner. You don't even know the names of your clients.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't want to do that. So I didn't go back for the rest of my shadowing.
At times I'll find it frustrating when I'm mentoring or coaching. Sometimes I'll find it frustrating because, you know, the answer's there. Like people tend to ask stuff, but they don't want to answer, do they? They don't want to answer. They want you to say it's going to be okay. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing and fingers crossed, you know, tomorrow or in 20 years it'll be different. Without doing this thing, it comes back to that, doesn't it? Accountability and actions.
It's a shame cycle.
Yeah.
They will go, I just want you to tell me it's going to be okay. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. Because if you don't make the active changes, it's not going to be okay, is it?
Yeah.
Let's stop trying to find the clit. Do you know what I mean? It's right there, right? There it is. You need to poke it, right? Otherwise, nothing's going to happen, mate.
Right.
And some people will go, okay, got a problem. And I'm like, okay, the answer to all of that is right in the centre.
Yeah.
And you're dancing around it. The minute you stop dancing around it and start walking in a fucking solid line, you're going to get there.
But that's the part where I need to not think I'm talking to myself, be a bit more tactile about how I approach stuff. So if I give you a brief example, I had one guy that wanted out, he's struggling with drink, drugs, everything else. And he really wanted help, and he turned up and he was just using like buzzwords, like a relapse there. And like he's talking to someone, listening, I'm in the vicinity, in the conversation. I said to him, when did you last use blah, blah, blah? I said, why do you keep saying relapse? You know? I said, you're fucking addict, an active addict.
You're not relapsing, you're doing it day in, day out.
You're fucking partying all the time, and then you're turning up here, fucking thinking you're going to run up a hill and you're going to be fine. Why are you even here? You need to get to a fucking meeting. You need to find a sponsor, do this. Now, because I've been a bit over assertive without the way I've relayed that to him, he sort of distanced himself and then sought advice from another party where, first of all, there's no recovery background in this other party, but he's also wanted to oh, well, never mind, mate, you're here today, so you're doing this today. And
he wanted influencing.
That's not going to fucking keep him well. I know that it's life or death, and that is not going to keep him well. And what he's done is typical addict fashion, is thought, I don't want to hear that, but that sort of makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing, so I'll go there. So it's something for me, I think, that I need to take away, is that I need to be a bit more tactile on how, instead of going hardline A to B, do you know what I mean?
So I get it, because I want to do the same thing. Sometimes I want to just say to people, you are causing your own fucking problems, you know that?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're all guilty of that.
Yeah.
We all cause our own problems.
But Sara, that's how I got well, and that's how when I'm being coached, and
the right people will respond correctly to that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? They will.
I think that's what it is. As I'm learning, as I'm going, I think that I need to remember that my method of learning isn't the same as other people's method of learning.
But you've also got to be aware that your method of learning has led you to create what is now a nationwide men's network, right?
That's true.
So don't tweak your shit because it's too much for some people to swallow, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I started making my shit a little bit friendlier, it wouldn't affect people the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So maybe then it's okay, yeah. So maybe then it's
a good
case
thing.
of me having like just being aware of where my boundaries
Turning
are,
people away,
you know?
right, will make them come back eventually.
Yeah.
Right? I have to do it all the time. Right? If I have people that come to me and I hate that, I've relapsed. No, you're still in active addiction.
Yeah.
You haven't relapsed.
So you've
you never stopped.
experienced this,
all
obviously.
the time.
Yeah.
All the time. When's the last time you used? Friday. Okay,
Yeah.
well, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? You have not relapsed. Right? You are in active addiction.
Yeah.
First, you just admit you're still a fucking addict. We're all an addict, even 10 years after.
Yeah.
Right? Just say, I'm in active addiction and I want to be out of it.
Yeah.
Because you don't need a coach right now. You need a sponsor. Right? Go to NA, go to AA, look at the practices near you. I've said it a million times, right? I cannot coach you right now. Why not? because you don't need me. Right now, there are other people you need. And when you are ready to streamline your life, come to me. But right now, your brain isn't in the right place to take on what I'm trying to tell you. And it'll be the same for you, right? They'll come, but their brain is still in addictive mode. So if they get addicted to what they're doing with you, the minute they come out of that cycle, they're going to go, poof.
Yeah. And no first-hand as well. What's happening there? The first thing that was alarming in this example was him speaking to someone, and this is how deluded or far removed from what he needs to do, because he's like, yeah, I'm doing this and I'm doing it all on my own, and I'm not doing me. And he was wearing like a fucking badge of honour, and then this other person took it, and I'm going, oh, well done. And I'm fucking stood on the sideline going, this is a fucking disaster. This is a disaster. He hasn't got a fucking clue what he needs to do. This person's giving him a pat on the back saying well done for not having a fucking clue. But of course it's gonna blow up. But I know firsthand from myself is again, my sister is like me absolute confidant. Her and me
She's
girlfriend.
mint, isn't she? She's mint.
Fucking brilliant. And this is, I always seek advice off the two of them. And this is what she said to me when she'd asked me when I come out of rehab, or when I was going in, and she said, have you been to the meeting today? And I was like, well, no, because I had training this morning and done this. And like this happened at a number of phone calls, and then eventually she just went, Anthony, you're doing what you fucking want. I was like, no, I'm doing these ice baths, it's freezing cold, blah, blah. And she went, that's all the stuff you want to do. You're doing everything. For someone else, that's an adverse day. For you, it's your fucking perfect day. You're getting up, you go to the gym, sauna, hot and cold therapy, all of these things. She went, but you're not doing the stuff you need to do. So I live by that now as a mantra, and I fucking impose it on anyone that can be asked listening to me. Do the stuff you need to do first, and then do the stuff you want as a reward. If it keeps you well going to the meeting, go to the fucking meeting. If it makes you thrive, going to the gym and doing ice baths and saunas, then that's when you do that. That's the reward. That's the neuro fucking chemicals going, you get to do this because you've done that.
Yeah, 100%. I get that 100%.
Yeah.
I hate cleaning. I've got to do the cleaning first.
Yeah, it needs to be done.
And then after I've done the cleaning, I'll go run on the treadmill for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, then I get the dopamine. But then after the dopamine, now I need to clean the treadmill. So I clean the treadmill, and then I get to go boxing for an hour.
It's important, isn't it?
You got to do it.
To have your body, your fucking primitive machine, to think, you get this, it's not Mackey's, you don't just fucking get it without hunting your prey, you need something there.
That's it.
For you to, again, I'll go back to the fucking men's network. When I started this morning with the lads, and bear in mind the beautiful day we've got, and said, look, we've cheated a little bit of you boys, because what we're getting our reward here before we've actually done anything. I said, we've got our able bodies, we're fit, we're sound of mind, we're out here in the sunshine, we've got beautiful weather, so this is our reward. So remember that when you're getting put through it in a bit. Remember that when you're fucking struggling to get a breath, that this is the reward. You're getting this nice and early here, okay? So look in for what happens next.
We are primitive beings. As much as we want to think that we're now fucking, like, house trained. We think we're house trained, but we're not. We're just mammals.
Yeah, we're still primates, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it.
Like just walking from the top branch.
It's embarrassing sometimes.
Yeah.
It is embarrassing when you look and you go, oh, that's so cringe. Like when you get hungry. Right? Being hungry is so cringe when you think about it.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's your brain and your body connecting to go find source of nutrition. Or when you get angry, that is your body literally going, oh, we don't know the difference between a mental and a physical threat. We believe you're in one. And then all your sweat glands act up. Oh, it's so cringe because we're just mammals. We forget, though, we're mammals. How would mammals get themselves into a better headspace? Right? Mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
Right? No amount of supplements without anything else is going to make you happy. In fact, just running on a treadmill won't make you happy. Right? Running on a treadmill and doing some work after it.
Yeah.
On the mental space of why you had to run on the treadmill will make you happy.
Yeah.
Everything in balance, because as mammals, we need it all balanced or we're going to die. Right? Yeah. And they say, don't they? And I don't mean to make it religious, but they say that the cost of sin is death. Right? And if you look at gluttony, right, and you look at pride, right, sins, right? Eating the wrong things and not knowing when to check your fucking self, the cost of sin is death. And I think a lot of people that feel like they're dying inside, they aren't checking their checklist, right? Have I looked after myself, right? Have I checked that I'm okay with even looking after myself? Do I feel ashamed of having to look after myself? Are the people around me on the same wavelength? Am I eating correctly? Have I moved? I always say to my clients, treat yourself like a sexy little houseplant and see what happens. Genuinely. Water yourself, feed yourself, put yourself outside. And before you go and decide you're hanging your boots up, have 5 good days first. Try your hardest for 5 days to make it a good day. Whatever happens, check your tension, your posture, your breathing, and your location, right? And if after 5 days it hasn't even got 5% better, come back and tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know it will.
It will.
You know, and like people will go through, won't they, without actually acknowledging, reflecting and acknowledging, going, fucking hell, no wonder I feel like this.
Yeah, no wonder I feel like
No wonder I
shit.
feel like this.
Done nothing to feel good.
Yeah, and even stuff as simple as that, like you've just mentioned then. Do you know what I mean? People, I've got a headache, I'm always getting headaches. Oh, fucking hell, another headache. When was the last time you had a drink of water? You haven't had a drink of water.
You're a mammal.
Coffee and Red Bulls, and you're fucking complaining that you've got a headache.
That's what they do. They don't look after themselves and then go, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because if you treated your bedroom the way you treated you, it'd be a shithole. Right?
Yeah.
And also, coincidentally, it's probably a shithole because of the way that you are at the minute. Do you know what I mean? That's how we get.
Self-care goes out the fucking window.
Everything goes out the window.
Yeah. When you said before about this too shall pass, in Croatia I had an off day, flat, and spoke about this. Because it was sound advice, fucking wise advice off my girlfriend. And I was saying, you know what, I'll get on the beach, go for a run, train, all the stuff, jump in the ocean, all of that. I'll feel all right after that. And she said to me, perspectives, everything. Said to me, she went, but if you're not, then understand that you will be. That's okay. And it's fucking profound, and I've been going on about it since, because these coping mechanisms, these things where I clutch onto them and go, oh my God, as long as I can train, I'm going to be happy. As long as I fucking can jump in the go, I'll be happy. Well, say you're not. But understand it, have the faith, the hope that you will be. You will be. Just that shit hasn't worked today. Just keep going.
Yeah.
And you
Might
know
work tomorrow.
from past experience that you will come out the other side. And I needed to hear that. Because, again, control. I used to have a major thing with like how militant my morning would be. But I know that if I have these non-negotiables and they don't get done, it fucking ruins my day. So I don't have them. I know things that keep me happy, but if I can only do 2 rounds of breathwork instead of 3 when I first wake up, that's fucking
fine.
But if I used to think of them like that sort of militant, like I need to do this keeps me well, this keeps me happy, this stops me being depressed.
Caveman mammal shit.
It has the fucking opposite effect then. Yeah. So I know, I like to do these things. If it doesn't happen, it's fine. It might happen later in the day, it might not.
It's not a non-negotiable, is it, anymore?
I don't have them no more.
It's a negotiate with your mental self.
Yeah, prioritise.
Do I want to do it? Yeah. Do I have time to do it? No, not to the full extent. So I'll do it ish.
Yeah.
Right, and that ish is better than nothing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like doing it with my little niece. We like to do weights of the night. It's weird as fuck, isn't it? So every time she sleeps over, we do weights of the night.
Yeah.
And last night we didn't do it because I had all my little nieces and nephews staying over.
Sorry I'm just thinking.
No, go on.
You must be a fucking nightmare to live with. Just a couple of the things that you mentioned up
Yeah, no, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's horrible, right? Ask any of my exes, right? Living with me was quite literally like Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, very bad. But they're all still alive, cunts.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
No, they're all still alive and kicking, and most of them are married now, so arguably dodged a bullet. Fuck sharing this gaff. No, I'm joking. It's bad. So we got last night and we couldn't do our boxing together and we couldn't do our weights together because I had all my little nieces and nephews here. We don't have enough boxing gloves and we don't have enough 2.5 kilogram weights for them all to do it, right? Because I'm not giving. So Lincoln is one of my little nephews. I was not giving him a 5 kilogram weight.
Yeah.
Because he would chuck it at Luena, his sister. So I could not give them the heavier weights, right? I would not do it. So I said, no, we can't do this tonight, right? And Lucia, my little niece, she goes, how are we going to go to sleep then? And I thought, shit, I'm rubbing off too much on you. So we had to go in the garden away and just quickly do our little routine in the garden. And she went, that's fine now.
Yeah.
Because that's how she knows we go to bed. Yeah. And then that's how I clicked we're going to bed because that's our little thing. But then I went back in the gym and before I knew it, Luena and Lincoln were boxing together.
Yeah.
And I thought, I could have just done that. I could have just alternated. But because she was going, well, how are we going to sleep then? I start going, well, how are we going to sleep then?
Yeah, you're fixated on it.
Yeah. But that's how our control works, isn't it? You start panicking and you go, oh, fuck. Afterwards, I didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
And I always say this to my clients, and sometimes I'm an absolute hypocrite because I'll go, look, Rome wasn't built in a day. And I get off the phone and start trying to build Rome.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
want everything now.
Yeah.
But isn't that addict mentality?
Yes,
though?
it is.
Yeah,
All or nothing.
that's what caused me to when I relapsed is that I come up for a start when I went into the rehab. I was looking around there and I was like, right, group therapy that can be outsourced to them. This fucking house, they fucking renting these for next to nothing. They're like, right, I'm gonna start my own fucking rehab. Do you know what I mean? No one, that's how I thought. I'll do this better. No one knows what cures it. No one knows what causes it. What have we doing? Art therapy, fucking equine therapy. Like, you prove that it doesn't work for addicts. Prove it doesn't get them. So you can't, can you? That's why fucking everyone's getting all kinds of money.
Mate, I started a fucking meditation retreat because I went to one.
Yeah.
Swear to you,
yeah.
right? I was like, right, who can I get mushrooms off then?
Yeah,
Like, literally overnight. Who's got the fucking ashwagandha then?
Yeah.
Right? I didn't know the first thing about it. Right, I went to one breathwork course. That was it. Signed myself up for a Reiki and breathwork. I'm actually a master Reiki practitioner, by the way. Yeah. What a strange 6 months that was.
Yeah.
Right? Because I decided, right, that's it. Fuck it. I can't just go to a Reiki class. I must become the master.
Let me ask you something that I'm curious of. Psychedelics with addicts seems to be like a popular common thing.
You're just swapping addiction for addiction, aren't you?
Is that what you think?
Yeah. So if you do it in a micro dose and you don't do it regularly, then you're all right. Otherwise, you're getting yourself addicted to something else, aren't you? Now, the other argument, which I'm going to counteract myself with, is we're all fucking addicted to something. I do get it to an extent, but...
The reason I asked you is because I sort of think that for now. Now, I've said in 10 years' time, if I want to use psilocybin for holistic, more than recreational things, then I'll think about that then. But for now, I don't need to be in an altered state of mind to appreciate the world and life and everything
If
else.
you have to alter it with chemical, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this for what it is now. But I know there's a bit of a, not the divide, but there's a split between like how people in recovery view that, isn't he?
I want to follow you around for 48 hours if you are addicted to psilocybin. And I want to see what you're doing with the rest of your 48 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're not walking enough, drinking enough, speaking enough, breathing enough, right? I want to see what you're consuming on the internet. I want to see if you're happy in your mental and physical environment, right? To decide whether or not you are addicted to psilocybin because it's genuinely making a difference, or you're addicted to psilocybin because you're not making a difference.
Yeah, because you want to be out of where your mind is. I know for me, I know that in the past everything always leads back to drink. So I've done the whole, eating edibles, I'll do a bit of yoga and all that, and then it ends up with me fucking drinking red wine at the end of it. I tried to microdose psilocybin once, got some nice neat capsules that somebody had made for me. I ended up fucking necking them all in a one air because I could feel a little bit of something, and that's all I needed to feel a little bit of something. Like, okay, so they actually do work.
I was fucking having them all then.
So I fucking necked a lot of them, and then I was like, it's sort of working, but not really.
Next thing you know, you're having a fucking conversation with this god that's got a fucking tiger head for no reason in your conservatory.
Yeah.
And then you come out and you're just very thirsty.
I don't use these, which I believe they are amazing medicines and tools, and I will abuse them. So I don't. I
would never touch a drug again. I can tell you that for a fact. I would never touch a drug again.
Yeah.
Because I would never trust myself to touch a drug again, right? Even if someone said to me, do you want an alcoholic drink? No. Because if I have a glass of wine, right, I'm then inclined to have 4.
Yeah.
Right? Then 5, then 12. Now I'm getting a bag to sober up, right? If I have 1 bag, well, that's no good, is it?
Yeah.
I've got to get 3. Next thing, I haven't come home for a week and there's a fucking bar named after me in Napa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm 0 to 100.
My drinking was, towards the end of it, I discovered ketamine, right?
Oh,
and
mate.
I was like, where the fuck have you been my whole life? Because when I drink, it was absolute to get completely numb.
Blotto, yeah.
Yeah, just completely fucking numb. For the most part, it was in isolation.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my peer group and family and everything else, so mine was always on my own. So when I found fucking ketamine and found that it was like, it's like ale, but this'll get you extra fucking numb, like really where I'd have to like walk on my face to the toilet, my body had stopped working. But there was like what's the word I'm looking for? But just like a contentment in that where I was like, this is absolutely numb. I don't care about
anything.
Phoning me kids, bills, anything at all. And that's what I always sort of strived to get, like that absolute fucking numbness. But I know why now. I know why that is, you know what I mean? And like I said, my therapist said to me, given the stuff that I'd mentioned to her, and she's like, it's no wonder that you're going to think like that. It's no wonder that you're looking to escape this fucking pain.
Yeah, you're wanting to numb it because no one ever allowed you to feel it.
Yeah.
That's it, innit? Every time you had an emotion growing up, it was stop being so difficult.
Yeah.
Don't get in my head about that. Don't you know how much I've got to do? Then before you know it, you start shutting it in.
Yeah.
And then at some point, you're going to find something that makes that feel better.
Yeah.
And you're going to get addicted to whatever made that feel better. Like, for me, at first, it was like just a drink in the park with my mates.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That makes it feel better. That's all right. And then some guy gives you attention because you're pissed and you don't realise he's giving you attention because you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right? You think he's giving you attention because you look a little bit fitter with makeup on, you've got little shorts on and you're on a field. So why wouldn't this 19-year-old lad find you attractive at 14?
Yeah.
And then you grow up and realise that there is a pedo, but as you go through addiction, I could be addicted to anything, that's a thing. 10 years ago, if someone said, here's an elephant tranquilizer, it's going to make you feel better for 20 minutes, but it might kill you, I'd have taken that elephant tranquilizer just for those 20 minutes. Because at the root of all addiction is shame, and you want to shut it down by any means necessary.
Yeah. I mean, that shame thing, even thinking back as you were talking then, I'm thinking like, even as a kid, proper kid, I can remember like sniffing petrol. I used to always have motorbikes, was a proper fucking tearaway. Like sniffing petrol, one of my motorbikes, LSD as a kid. This was like, my mates wasn't doing that. I was always looking for this bit of escapism away from it. I can remember allegedly selling drugs in Blackpool at the time, and one of them was crack cocaine.
Allegedly shifting bricks around the Blackpool area.
One of them was crack cocaine, and because like he's just fucking round the bend. And, like come to Blackpool, and then like you'd get the cocaine, and then you'd have to make it into crack. Using allegedly ammonia and some other bits in a kitchen, a bedsit kitchen. So we found like just having fucking crazy excessive parties and like that. I'm like, right, what we need to do when this lad comes up on the train, we need to just fucking get it and allegedly wash it up, because otherwise we're just gonna fucking end up sniffing half of it. So we done that, and this is the excessiveness where it comes in anyway, in the justification, because obviously if it was cat, we're not going to touch that. That's a dirty drug.
I'm not doing that.
That's for
the only difference is a spoon, guys.
Yeah, that's for fucking junkies, isn't it? We're not going to do it.
Not doing that.
Inevitably, like all the powder cocaine had been fucking took over the course of whatever length of time, and it was only this left. So we're like, fucking hell, what did we do? You know. So then we was like, I don't know.
Anybody fancy a yoghurt?
You just crush that up, can't you? Just sniff it. I mean, it is just like strong cocaine.
You can't.
Well, that's what we done.
Very bad idea.
Yeah. So that's what we done anyway. But I remember like thinking like, even at the time, I mean,
did you allegedly have a nosebleed after that?
Yeah,
I thought you might.
I had a nosebleed before it anyway. But I remember thinking at the time, like, how mad is this that we've done that to that, and now that's acceptable? But fucking hell, you'd be slated, you'd be ostracised. No one would want to talk to you if you fucking put it in the
Mate, I allegedly had one of my alleged friends back in the day literally burn a balaclava to his face, allegedly making crack.
God.
Very naughty boy. He's still got scars all down one side of his face as well, really? Allegedly. Very bad. I walked into the kitchen and it was so hot. Really, really hot day as well. And obviously he'd boarded the windows up. And allegedly. And when he came out, he couldn't get the bally off his face.
Yeah. Because it was stuck to the face.
Yeah, it was one of those like plastic fibre type things, you know what I mean, in the belly. God. And he had to like peel it off like that, and it was the most. And I was off my barnet allegedly at the time too. So I'm watching him do this thinking, am I dead? Am I in hell? Because my mate's face is and then I was like, have you got any?
You know that fear when you find yourself in somewhere where you don't know the place and you don't know the people, and people are acting real fucking erratic in day 4. This fella was like, there was a Rottweiler there, and he's like fucking like shouting in the Rottie's face, like to show its fucking temperament. And the Rottie's barking at him like that. And like, when you have a moment of clarity and like,
why the fuck am I here?
Stifler in the gay bar in American Pie, where he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That's what it was like. I was there in this. I was like, what's going on? Then the dog obviously bites his fucking face, and then he's like covering his mouth and blowing his cheek, and like you can see air and blood coming out of his cheek, and everyone thinks it's dead funny except for me. I was like, oh, this is terrifying. But then I'm paranoid about going by because everyone's going to turn and look at me, so I'm just still just staying. Then them, I do not miss anything.
Nah, it's heavy in it.
Yeah.
I was in a gaff once that had no flooring. It just had 3 sofas in one room. 2 of the sofas were back to back. We're just chilling on them. Like it's normal to just have an abundance of sofas in one room.
Sitting in a waiting room.
Literally, that was what was going on. There was loads of posters, like, you know, Superman posters. Were just like fucking loads of Superman posters.
Yeah.
And this guy just came out the back room with a load of fucking beanos and was just reading them to us. It was like story night with everyone who was on crack, right? You know, story makers, right? And he's reading these beanos and everyone's just watching him like this. And then one guy out of absolutely nowhere just pulls this massive fucking, you know, swordy thing.
Always a knife.
Out of his pocket, and he's like, and I'm like, what's going on? We're all on the sofas. That guy's got his beanos. One guy's got, it wasn't a samurai sword, but it was a big fuck off thing, right? And he's going, you know, when people start fucking talking in tongues or something, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I was only in Warrington. It was just outside Padgate in this mad little flat. And I was like, I need to go home, mate. Start walking home, and then obviously when you've gone skitty and you're off your head, no one's real.
Yeah.
You ever get to that point where nobody's real?
Yeah. Questioning
very
reality.
bad, And I'm walking home thinking, I'm never getting home, mate. I'm never getting home. And
home?
Walked into this Nissa. It must have only been about 9 o'clock at night. Right, walked into this Nissa, and I said to the woman in there, I said, I'm having a really, really bad night. She said, why? I started explaining it to her, and she went, oh, right, okay. Do you want me to call you a taxi?
Yeah.
But the way she'd said it had convinced me she wasn't real.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, whoa.
You're part of it.
She's going to ring them at the flat and tell them that I'm here. Not that I've done anything wrong to people in the flat.
Is that psychosis?
I think that was psychosis. Mate, I was definitely in psychosis.
Yeah.
I was believing I was talking to the devil every evening.
Yeah.
I cut a pentagram into my leg and sat there doing the opposite of Kumbaya for an hour and a half, right? The next day rang and told everyone I was going to be a billionaire now. I've made a deal. Right? For no reason, right? Yeah. I'd cut both soles of my feet, right, with a knife one night for no reason in the back of some girl's back garden, cut my feet up, was walking across her garden, right, and then it was dead funny because one of my mates went, oh my God, the blood off your feet looks like pigeons. That was it, hysterics for an hour.
Yeah.
And you know, when you look back, you think, wow, I'm someone's mum.
And you know, all of them as well, all of them times, I don't need to even look back at them to if ever I feel like, oh, I need something to make me realise how shit it was. It's not even that recent. All of it. I think back to when I had this, which was the fucking gift of desperation, the best fucking gift I've had off God, was having this relapse where when I'd stopped drinking and started again in the past, I'd always go, right, I've had enough now, I'll stop drinking, I'd have a few rough days and then that's it, it'd be fine. With this one, I got up one day and I'd had enough, and God was like, you want to bet? You think you're stopping today? And I was like physically dependent on alcohol on that day. And I'm sat with my mum in front of this woman engaging with CGL services, engaging with them, and the woman's like filling something for me to go to the detox, and then just stopped and was like, when did you give him a drink last? He needs to fucking drink right now. My nervous system was going all weird, my eyes and my spine. But
you get the electric shocks through your legs and that.
All that weirdness,
Mate, it's wild, isn't it?
My head going funny, and then I ended up in the passenger seat of my ma's car at 9 a.m, like guzzling this fucking cheap wine, and I didn't want to drink at that point. It was just like, it was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. So I don't even have to think that far back now. I just think to like times like that. Yeah,
it's wild, isn't it? I get this. I've got a mad experience, right? So I wanted to, right. So I got everything set up. I'm not going to say how because I don't want anyone to copy. Do you know what I mean? I got everything set up. I was ready to do it. Had my phone there because I was going to record a video to say sorry to everyone, and then fuck it. If my phone dies, it dies. I'll switch it on at some point and know what it said. Do you know what I mean? Right? So my phone's on. I'm saying I'm sorry to everyone. I'm prepped for what I'm doing, right? Phone falls over like that, right? I pick the phone up, and as I went to pick the phone up like that, it's a picture of my nan on the front on shuffle. You know, in the photos, when you photo shuffles, I thought, how the fuck has that happened, right? So I put it back, right? Go to crack on, start the video again, obviously, because got started again now. It's got to be proper, hasn't it? You know what I mean? It's the last thing you're going to say to anyone. You got to do it proper, right? Phone fucking falls off again. Spotify starts playing. You Raise Me Up by Josh Rowe. I'm like, what? Oh, that was my nan's song as well, though. Yeah. I used to sing it every year in Wales. So I mean, on not karaoke as such, but it'd start playing through the shitty caravan site, and everyone would go, "You raise me up," right? And I thought, oh, that's weird. Fuck this. If this happens a third time, I'm probably not going to die today. Yeah. Right. So anyway, I go to do it again, put the phone back up, all the rest of it. Knock on the fucking door. thought, fuck this. So I went to the door. I'm answering the door to the postman. I'm, what do you want? Can you not post it? No, it's quite a big letter, sorry. Pass it to me, right? Name on it, Christine something. My nan's name was Christine.
Wow.
So I'm like that, what the fuck? Now, it's not even my address that's on it, right? I lived at the time, right? I won't say what number, but it wasn't this number.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, how's he even put it? So I opened the door, I'm shouting him down the road. I said, mate, this is not for me. Take it to the right house. He went,
yeah.
So I had to go and take it to the girl's house, right? It was down the road and round the back of a fucking lane. So I knocked on her house, right? I said, this letter's come for you. It's quite a big letter, so I'm hand delivering it. There you go. She went, oh, thank you so much. I said, what is it? She went, what do you mean? I said, so I tried explaining to her without saying I was going to off myself, right? I said, I've had a weird day today. I've had loads of spiritual occurrences, basically. Like, can you tell me what it is?
Still sounds weird, that.
Yeah. What's this letter, right? She's probably thinking, well, what's it got to do with you, right? But she went to me, oh, it's my nan's will.
Wow.
Right? You know, in one of the like little boxes that comes, and I thought, oh, fuck this. I went home that day, I thought, oh, this is the weirdest day ever, right? And just sat on my own because I only have a little boy at the time, but I didn't have my little boy that day. So I just sat on my own for like the whole night, right? And usually I'd be doing some wild shit, but I was just sat there, right? The day later, that was it. Didn't consider anything again. Right? And then
it's got to be, hasn't it?
You think there's intervention.
Yeah.
There's always intervention.
An intervention, yeah.
It's a higher calling for every single person.
Yeah.
What would your best advice be, Ant, to anyone that right now is watching this and they've only started watching this because it came up on their social media and they thought, I feel like shit right now. I don't want to be here.
Oh, God. It's an hard one, right?
Just God.
yeah. I know it's hard. I know it's hard at the time. But this will pass. This will pass. And also as well, don't think Rome weren't built in a day. Don't think that you... Fucking hell, I'm down here. How the fuck am I going to be? You don't have to. All you have to do is brush your teeth for today. Just little bits and bobs. Honestly, just do. My advice would be just to do that one thing. Don't look at the bigger picture. Take it. Never mind. Take each day as it comes. One day at a time. 1 minute at a time. 1 minute at a time. So yeah, just don't fucking sweat the small stuff. Just do a little bit at a time and understand that it'll pass.
Literally, as long as you ain't leaving, congratulations for breathing.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do, innit?
Yeah.
I could write raps, me, you know.
Yeah, you should do, yeah. Yeah, I thought you were a rapper.
Next career.
Yeah.
Fucking Feminem. Right, it's been a pleasure to have you on today, mate. Really appreciate it. I think you're going to inspire a lot more people than you realise with this. And thanks for being so open, so honest, so authentic. And nice one for coming to my humble abode.
I really appreciate you inviting me into your house, and it's lovely as well. Every time I look at you, I can see me little girl's face on the side of the window there. Well, she is. She's outside with me.
Oh, bring her in. Yeah, let's go and get her in.
If you don't mind.
I was just going to ask you what the most inspiring thing about your dad is.
Oh, what do you like about your dad?
That you're trying to help loads of men.
Oh, I love you.
Oh.
I meant that. Thanks to everyone watching today. This has been the weirdest episode we've ever done. Recorded from home so we can have a little sunbathe afterwards. For some reason, Jess has sat on my knee. And here's Anthony's whole family. We're off to have a pool party now, so good night, God bless. Don't forget, you are here for a reason. This has been Crying in the DMs. Hope you're not crying yourself to sleep.